I'd like you to consider this one question. Is your past serving you, or is your past starving you? I'd like you to picture that phrase right above your headboard in your bedroom. Every time you walk through your bedroom door, I'd like you to see that. Is my past serving me, or is my past starving me? You see, young Dave at age 12 was sitting underneath a bridge. As it rained all around me, I cried uncontrollably. Raise your hand if you've ever cried so hard that you just couldn't breathe. Just gasping for air. You were crying so hard you felt like your soul was ripped out of your body. I sat there underneath that bridge crying like this because my mom had just passed away. And not only did she die, but she left me alone. See, I had no brothers, no sisters, no aunts, uncles, no one to take care of young Dave, no one to guide me, no one to be there in my corner. I felt completely alone. I was completely alone. I had no light at the end of that tunnel to look forward to. I had nothing to dream of. So as I sat there and it rained all around me, I looked over and I saw a bottle there. A glass bottle that I thought could end the pain, that could end the suffering, that could at least give me a way out. So I reached over and I grabbed that bottle and I started cutting and cutting. And as I sat there bleeding and it raining all around me and the thunder and the lightning, and I felt like a failure. You see, I couldn't even kill myself. So as I walked all the way back bloody to the group home that I was staying at, and I showed them my arms, and everyone rushed around and bandaged me up and took me to the hospital, I was still faced with this void of my future. I had nothing to hope for. What a lonely and miserable thing for a 12-year-old kid to have to feel, to have to be. There's a bright side to this story. Luckily, a person came into my life that saved everything, that changed the trajectory of my life, that gave me a light at the end of that tunnel that I so desperately needed. Ron Barnick. Oh, Ron. Ron was a CASA, court-appointed special advocate, and he was a volunteer in this program that would help young kids in the foster care and group home and juvenile detention system. And Ron was appointed to be my CASA, my special advocate, my mentor, my friend. Ron would bring me over to his house and he would show me things from all of the traveling that he got to do. You see, he was a pilot in the Air Force, and he had things from all over the world that totally mesmerized me, that inspired me. He had this globe, and every time I would go over his house, I would spin that globe, and it would spin around, and I'd stop it somewhere, and it'd stop on water, because 70% of the earth is water. But no, when it did stop on a landmass, I would ask Ron, what about this place? What about that place? And Ron would tell me, oh, Dave, Italy is like this. Oh, Greece is like this. Oh, Serbia is like this. And I was just awed by how big the world was and how cultures were so different than the little hood that I grew up in. I remember one time I went over to Ron's house and I spun the globe like I usually do, and it stopped at China. And I said, Ron, do you have anything from China? And he says, I'll do you one better, Dave. Let's go have Chinese food. I had never had Chinese food, believe it or not. And so Ron took me over to the mall and we had Chinese food, and he showed me how to eat with chopsticks. And here we are 30 years later, and I still know how to Mr. Miyagi, like in Karate Kid, pluck flies out of the air with chopsticks, thanks to Ron. Wow. Ron inspired me to join the Air Force and inspired me to help young people in the same situation that I was in. He was so inspirational to my life. He was pivotal to my life. He was the person I needed in my life. I'd go on to join the Air Force and serve 24 years and tour all around the world, thanks to Ron, thanks to one person. And I would collect things from around the world as Ron did. This is one of my prized possessions. And I actually have two of these. It's made of koa wood, indigenous to Hawaii, where I got to spend 4 years. And not only is it koa wood, but it's for Volunteer of the Year. Wow. Me, inspiring others. I would go on to have martial arts mentoring programs and inspire thousands of youth as Ron did me. You see, I was able to take my past and make it serve me instead of let it starve me like the millions of people let their past starve them. Life is up and down, and we all know this. We know that there's good and there's bad in life. 100% of us will experience good and bad, no matter what. What we do with those experiences, how we make these experiences of bad and good work for us in our lives, make the difference. I'm here to tell you, no matter what experiences you have, you can make your past serve you instead of starve you.